Hello students, good morning. I'm Prem Gupta, your English teacher. Dear students, in the previous classes we were discussing the literature portion, but today we will discuss the grammar portion, chapter 15. Dear students, the name of the chapter is tenses. Dear students, you all have read this topic in the previous class also, but once again you have to read it in class 6 also. So just see what does mean by tenses. Dear students, tenses, just see it is written here, tenses stand for a verb. Dear students, without verb there would not be any kind of tense. Just see, the tense stands for a verb form and series of verb forms. It stands for verb form and series of verb forms used to express time relation, and tenses are used to express the time relation, and these tells us whether the action is complete or not. The students, tenses tells us the given action is in which time it is taking place. Suppose that the word work, the word work, this is what? This is work. And with this word we can say that if the he works, it means it denotes the time. It denotes the present time. And if we are saying that he worked, then it denotes the past times. If we are saying that he will work, then it denotes the future time. Okay, students? So there are three tenses, and tenses denotes us time when the action is taking place. There are two things are very important. Verb, and verb tells us what? Time. Okay, with the help of verb we can understand that when the action is taking place, and with this time, with this verb we can form the tenses. And just see the definition, it is written, tenses stands for verb forms of the verb. You have to understand, students, there are so many forms of verb. That is first form, that is the main form of the verb, and then second form of the verb, that is past form of the verb, third form of the verb, that is past participle form of the verb, fourth form of the verb, it means in which we will add ing. Suppose that go is there, going will be there. And verb 5, in which we add s or es. Okay students, so these are the forms. So tenses tells us it is stand for verb forms and series of verb forms used to express time relation, and these verb forms are used to express the time relation, and tenses tells us whether the action is completed or not. Tenses also tells us that whether the action is completed or not. Okay, so students, you write down, you put the heading meaning of tenses, meaning, and you will write this up to this, just write down, or you may take the screenshot also. Just see, you will write it in your notebook. Tenses, the tense stands for verb form or forms of series of verb forms used to express time relation. Tense tells us whether the action is complete or not. Okay, you write it in your notebook, and after completing it you will put there are three kind of tenses. You write down, there are three tenses of over. On the next line you write, there are, after completing up to this you will write from the next line, there are three tenses of a verb. Tenses of a verb. Let's see what are they. First, present tense. Okay. Second, past tense. And third, future tense. Future tense. Okay, student, just write down. There are three kinds of tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. You will write it, and each tenses. Yes, friends, these three tenses have four parts. Present tense have four parts, past tense have four parts, and future tense have also four parts. So in this way there are 12 kinds of tenses. Okay, each tenses contains four sub kinds. Okay, so in this way there are total 12 kinds of tenses. Okay, mainly there are only three, but each tenses contains also four sub kinds. Okay, that we will discuss. So you write it in your notebook, and after completing it you put the heading, and we will make a chart that is also given in your book. Okay students, I'm going to erase it. I hope that you all have done it. Just see. Chart is already given in your book, but I will make here. Just see. Tenses, you will put the heading tenses. Here it is not working. Just see. Tenses. Like that you will make chart, and tenses are divided into three kinds: present tense, and that is present tense, then past tense, and the next is future tense. F-U-T-U-R-E, future tense, T-E-N-S-E. Okay, you write down. Let's see. The tense has been divided into three kinds, that is present tense, past tense, and future tense. Dear students, and these three tenses also categorized into four sub kinds. You will write it. That is also present tense is also divided. It is also given in your chart. You can see first, that is indefinite, indefinite, and indefinite is also known as simple present tense. Okay, just see, indefinite present indefinite tense, or you can say simple present tense, the simple present tense. And the next sub kinds, that is continuous tense, continuous, that is continuous tense. Okay, present continuous tense. In the same way, you see, perfect tense, perfect tense, present perfect tense. Come to the next, perfect continuous tense, perfect continuous tense, continuous tense, T-E-N-S. You see, there are four parts of a tense, that is present tense, and it has been divided into four sub kinds. You can see, that is present indefinite tense, or you can say simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Okay students, in the same way you can also categorize it past indefinite tense. Okay, it is also given in your book at the page number 66. You can see there is given at the page number 66, it is given this chart. You can also make from here. Okay, so I'm going to write here. You can see also past tense is also divided into 4 subkinds, that is past indefinite tense, past indefinite tense, or it is, you can also write the simple past tense. Okay, and the next continuous tense, and the next perfect tense, next perfect continuous tense, perfect continuous tense. Dear students, I have written here in short, but you have to write in complete word. Okay, so you can also see here the past tense is also divided into 4 subkinds, that is past indefinite tense, it is also known as simple past tense, and the next is past continuous tense, and the third is past perfect tense, and the next is past perfect continuous tense. Dear students, I have written here contigs in short, but you will write the complete word. Okay, perfect continuous tense. Okay students, so these are the subkinds. These are the subkinds of past tense, and these are the subkinds of present tense. In the same way, in future we will also categorize into 4 subkinds. Just see, we can also see here future indefinite tense, in the same way indefinite, and future continuous. Dear students, you will write the tenses because there is not enough space, therefore I am not writing, but you will write from the book, or you can also write from here continuous. Let's see, perfect and perfect continuous tense. Continuous tense. Just see students, future tense is also divided into 4 subkinds, that is future indefinite tense, or it is also known as simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. Okay students, so in this way we can see here 4, 4 and 4. In this way there are total 12 kinds of tenses that we have to discuss in detail. Okay students, so you write it these kinds in your notebook. Okay, just write down present indefinite tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. Dear students, you have to also learn these kinds with the correct spelling. Okay, so students, I'm going to start the first. One by one we will discuss all these subkinds. First of all, present indefinite tense, then continuous, then perfect continuous tense. In this way we will take too much time to study the topic tenses. Okay, so students, you write it in your notebook, or you may also take the screenshot, and after completing it you will erase. You will put the next heading, that is indefinite tense. Yes students, I am going to erase it. I hope that you all have written. So students, now we will discuss one by one all kinds of tenses. Now just put the heading. First, that is present continuous tense. Present indefinite tense. Present indefinite tense, and it is also known as simple present tense. It is also known as simple present tense. Okay, students, you put the heading. You just put the headings. Present indefinite tense. Okay. Just write down what is present indefinite tense. Just see, students, it is also given in your book. You can also see from here. Present indefinite tense tells about an action that takes place in the present. It tells about the action that takes place in present time, and but does not tell us about the completeness of the action. But it does not tell about the completeness of the action. It tells about the present tense. It tells about the action that is going on in present time, but it does not tell that it has been completed. Okay, so just write down. It is also written here. It tells about an action. It tells about an action. It tells about an action that takes place that takes place in the present. That takes place in the present, but does not tell but does not tell us about the about the completeness or incompleteness of the action. Okay, so just say, students, what is present indefinite tense? It tells about an action that takes place in the present, but does not tell us about the completeness or incompleteness of the action. ये हमें काम को बताता है जो प्रेजेंट में हो रहा है, लेकिन ये नहीं बताता कि कोई काम हो चुका है या अधूरा है. Okay, students, so what does mean by present indefinite tense? It tells about the action that takes place in the present, but does not tell us about the completeness or incompleteness of the action. Okay, now students, we will discuss the rules. Okay, and there are three kinds of tenses that we will make in each tenses. Okay, three kinds of sentences we will make: affirmative kinds of, negative kinds of, okay, and interrogative kinds of sentences we will make in each tenses. Okay, so you write about it, about the present indefinite tense. Okay, students, so just see, put the heading formation of present indefinite tense. formation of formation of present indefinite tense. You put the heading formation of present indefinite tense. Just see formation of present indefinite tense. Dear students, in the formation of present indefinite tense, we will make the sentences of affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Okay, students. So, dear students, first of all, we will discuss the affirmative kind of sentence. Okay, you write it, and I'm going to erase it because there is not enough space. Okay, there is enough space. I'm writing. Just see. Put the first, that is a affirmative. Just see, affirmative. AFFIRMATIVE. Affirmative sentences. SENTENCE. Just see, affirmative sentence. Just say, students, in the affirmative sentence you have to remember the structure. Just see, subject will be there, then after verb will be there, and in the verb we will add s or es, but there is condition. If the subject is singular, then we will add s or es to the verb. Okay, if subject is plural, then we will not add s or es to the verb. Okay, then after, if there is object, you will mention here. If there is other information, you can also mention there. Okay, this is the structure that you have to keep in your mind. On the basis of this structure, you can make sentences. Okay, so students, I am going to give you one example. Just see. For example, Mohan. And now you have to think that Mohan is a subject, is the name, is a noun, and you have to think that number of this noun is singular. So I have told you already that if the subject is singular, then your verb will be also in singular form, and for making singular we will add s or es to the verb. Suppose that verb is play. Play is your verb, but here we will add s or es for making singular. Just see, Mohan plays. Suppose that he is playing cricket, then you will write cricket. Okay, so just see, Mohan plays cricket. That is what? That is affirmative kind of tense. Okay, one more example we can see. Another example, children. I have written here children, CHILDREN. Okay, children. Children is plural noun. Okay, and I have told you that with the plural noun we will not add s or es to the verb. So we are writing here PLAY. Okay, children play cricket. CRICKET. Okay, just see, you can see with the singular I have added here s to the verb, but with the plural I did not add s or es to the verb. Okay, students, so keep in your mind, in affirmative sentence, if the subject is singular, then we will add s or es to the verb. Okay, if the subject is plural, then we will not add s or es to the verb. Okay, students, this is your structure. You should keep in your mind. There will be subject, there will be verb, and in the verb we will add s or es. If the subject is singular, we will not add s or es if the subject is plural, and if there is object, we will also add the object in the given sentence. Then after, full stop. Okay, students, so you write it. In the next class, we will discuss the negative and interrogative forms of present indefinite tense. Yes, students, today we have discussed what is tense and kinds of tenses, and I have told you there are three tenses: present, past and future, and each tense is also categorized into four subkinds: indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous tense. And we have discussed what is present indefinite tense, and we have also discussed the formation of present indefinite tense. And in the formation of present indefinite tense, we have discussed only affirmative, negative and interrogative formation. Negative and interrogative sentences we will discuss in the next class. Okay, students, that's all for today. If you are getting any kind of problem, you may ask on WhatsApp. Thank you.